The Bloc amendment called for a bunch of different things, including an increase of 6% to the federal transfer payments to the provinces and territories to fund healthcare, the so-called Canada Health Transfer. Increasing that by 6%, well, that would be hundreds of millions and millions of dollars every year, additionally to what the government already transfers to the provinces. So this was a non-starter for the Carney government. Similarly, not interested in pursuing the Bloc's other proposal in this amendment that would have increased old age security payments for people who are at the lower end of the OAS in that range between age 65 and 74 before the OAS payments increase after that age. The Bloc wanted to see an immediate increase in that. That was really a policy kind of aimed at Quebec voters because there are a lot of older folks in Quebec relative to other provinces. The Atlantic Canadian provinces also with a larger senior population would have been popular there, but the Liberals saying, no, we're not going to get behind this. So the end of the day, this vote just tabulated a little earlier this afternoon, ended up being 307 votes against compared to 30 votes in favor. The NDP did vote with the Bloc-Quebecois on this one, but it's kind of a foreshadowing of the upcoming vote on the 17th of November that is really going to be a test of whether or not this budget will pass. Currently, the Liberals are still 2 votes short, even though they, earlier this week, brought in a new member to their caucus. That is now former Conservative Nova Scotia MP Chris D'Entremont, who crossed the floor. And then there was yesterday a lot of drama about another Conservative MP and speculation that he might follow D'Entremont across the aisle. And that is Matt Genereux, who is an MP from Edmonton, Alberta. Genereux put out a statement yesterday saying that he's intending to resign his seat as an MP. So not resigning from the Conservative caucus or joining the Liberal caucus, but just quitting as an MP altogether. He put out a statement a little later saying there had been no coercion exerted on him by Poilievre's office to stay in the Conservative tent. And he also said he had a nice conversation with Poilievre last night. Then he said he is still going to resign, but not until the spring. So this is many months away. Notably, he did not vote that I could see earlier today on that Bloc-Quebecois motion. But still, the fact that he has decided to suddenly leave only 6 months or so after the election, they got him reelected in his Edmonton riding, is raising a lot of eyebrows. Combined with the Chris D'Entremont situation, there are real questions about whether or not Poilievre has control of his caucus. Listen to what his House leader, Andrew Scheer, the former leader, had to say shortly after question period today when he was asked about this apparent dissension in Conservative ranks.
I believe that Matt Genereux has had to make this decision known earlier because of these Liberal pressure tactics that I mentioned. I mean, he's been the victim of some of these Liberal sourced fueled rumors. So he made it very clear that this was a decision that he made some time ago to focus on his family, and I point you to his statement. I think it speaks for itself.
So there, Scheer is saying that Matt Genereux is a victim here, and he's a victim of Liberal pressure tactics, not pressure from Poilievre's office. I'm sure certainly Liberals were calling Matt Genereux because there are lots of rumors about him yesterday about the possibility that he might do something like leave the Conservative caucus. So no doubt the Liberal MPs were kind of functioning as emissaries, reaching out to him. Obviously, they couldn't convince him to cross the floor, but he is still resigning. So that now makes everything looking towards this November 17th vote because Remembrance Day break next week. The House of Commons is shut down. MPs are back in their riding. But when they come back for that crucial vote on that Tuesday, it'll be really interesting to see how the final numbers break down. Right now, Liberals are still 2 votes short of the support they need. If they don't get those 2 extra votes over the next week, they can't convince somebody to stay away, to abstain from voting, or to vote with the government side, then the government will fall and we'll be into an election. But lots of work to do before then, FISA. It's going to be an interesting week. Lots of conversations happening on the back channel between parties, and we'll find out whether they pay off from our current